Yo, what's good YouTube? Welcome back to another Madden simulation video, and today I'm bringing back an old school video on my channel from almost 2 years ago now, and it is the no conference bracket. Pretty easy to explain. We just imagine that there's no conferences in the NFL, no such thing as the AFC, and no such thing as the NFC, and what we do is we take the top 14 teams, because 14 teams make the playoffs, and we throw them into a bracket regardless of the conferences. Now, what does the bracket look like? It looks like this on the screen right now. Now, of course, the teams haven't been selected yet because I haven't went over them quite yet. I'm just showing you what the seeding matchups are going to be. So you have the 1 and 2 buys, but you also have the 8 versus 9, the 4 versus 13, the 5 versus 12. On the other side, you're going to have the 7 versus 10, the 3 versus 14, and the 6 for 11. Now, what are these seedings? Why don't we go ahead and pull up NFL.com, go to standings, and go to league standings, and we'll be able to see the top 14 teams. In order, starting from the number 1 seed, we have the Chiefs, the Bills, Packers, Saints, Steelers, Seahawks, Ravens, Browns, Colts, Buccaneers, Titans, Rams, and Dolphins, Cardinals. If you're observant enough, you probably figured out one thing. There are some playoff teams from last year missing. As you can see, the Cardinals and the Dolphins, they don't have an X or a Y next to their name, meaning that they didn't make the playoffs. However, the Bears and Washington do, and they don't even fall in the top 14 teams, considering of divisions. It's so weird, you know, if you win your division, you make the playoffs no matter what, even if you go 7 and 9 and win your division. But in this case, Washington made the playoffs, but they're not a top 14 team as of league standings. Now that leaves us with this bracket right here, the no conference bracket. The top 2 teams, the Bills and the Chiefs, they'll have the 1 and 2 seed, and then you'll have the matchups as the following: Browns versus Colts, Saints versus Dolphins, Steelers versus Rams. On the other side, Ravens versus Buccaneers, Packers versus Cardinals, and Seahawks versus Titans. We're going to start with the left side of the bracket with our first game, the Browns and the Colts. Let's go. Alright, we start our first game in the no conference bracket with the Browns and the Colts. The Browns currently trailing by 1 point, just under 2 minutes. Baker Mayfield is going to start with the first pass to Jarvis Landry, and this will be an 11-yard pickup for a new set of downs. Now at the 31-yard line, 28-27. Browns will line up the next play after that. Baker Mayfield will look to Odell Beckham Jr., who extends and makes the grab, and he'll run all the way to the house for a 69-yard touchdown, scoring 6 points for the Cleveland Browns to make it a 33-28 game. The Browns are going to go for 2 after this, just so if the Colts end up getting a touchdown, it would make it a tie game, considering 7-point difference if you make the 2-point conversion here. So here they lined up, 33-28, get this 2 points. They have 35 on the board, and here's Baker Mayfield looking for a slant pass. He's going to hit Jarvis Landry, and they will convert the 2-point conversion, 35-28, meaning the Colts have to get a touchdown to tie it. They can't take the lead no more. They got to play for overtime. Carson Wentz, 50 seconds now, 2nd down and 4. His first pass of the drive. They run the first one, and he's going to look for a play action. And this one's ricocheted by Cleveland Brown to the hands of a different defender, and a return back taken down by Carson Wentz at the 16-yard line. That is Troy Hill, the interception. But who batted that one into his hands? As you can see, somebody knocked into an Owens' hands, and that was Denzel Ward, who puts in the hands of Troy Hill right there, and he takes it back to the 20 before getting taken down by Carson Wentz. The Browns get the ball back. Not much the Colts can do at this point. Odell Beckham, 140 yards, 1 touchdown, and as you can see, the Browns are kneeing the clock away. They win this game 35-28 at home versus the Colts. Baker Mayfield, 415 yards and 3 touchdowns, a little bit better than Carson Wentz, 255 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Saints, which did really good last simulation with Jameis Winston, they're down by 8 points with 2 minutes left and all timeouts on the board, and they'll start with a good pass here, which will get them to the 33-yard line. Now with the 2-minute warning, Jameis Winston lines up 1st down and 10 after that play right there, and he's going to get taken down now to the 25-yard line. That is a loss of 8, and time will continue to roll just past the 2-minute warning. 2nd down and 18, no huddle, now down to 90 seconds on the clock for Jameis Winston, the Saints. Play action pass to Alvin Kamara, looks for the pass, delivers downfield, and open is his receiver, who will find his way to the end zone. Touchdown Saints, 75-yard touchdown right there to Smith, and the Saints have been doing this all simulation long. The last 2 videos, they've been delivering bombs from Jameis Winston to his receivers, and another 70-plus yard touchdown for the Saints right here. Nobody was on him, he hits the end zone, and to tie it up, they got to go for 2 because it was an 8-point game. They put 6 on the board for the Saints. Here's the 2-point conversion, and Alvin Kamara breaks the tackle and finds his way in, still tying it at 31 apiece with 1:26 on the clock. Now down to 30 seconds. Dolphins have been wasting some time at 3rd down and 1. Tua Tagovailoa looks for the pass. This one's batted up. Oh, it's into the hands of a Saints defender just like last time. And that is Malcolm Jenkins on the return all the way up to the 25-yard line before getting taken down by Tua. With 23 seconds left, they are on the way to win this game now with any points necessary. Pick to the 25. As you can see, it was batted up in the air. That was Devontae Parker trying to make the grab, and Malcolm Jenkins settles for it. You see Gardner Johnson forces this incompletion from Parker, and it finds its way all the way to midfield into Malcolm Jenkins. Saints will come back out. Michael Thomas 109 yards, and they'll waste all the time on the board to 2 seconds for a field goal kick to win the game, tied at 31. They make this, they walk it off 34-31, which they do, and the Saints score 10 points consecutively in the final 2 minutes, and they beat the Dolphins 34-31. Jameis Winston 400 yards and 2 touchdowns. 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. After that, the Rams and the Steelers, don't know how this happened. The Steelers get blown out again, just like last episode, 41-13. Rams put up 21 in the 4th quarter. Not a chance to the Steelers. Don't know why, but Matthew Stafford 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Ben Roethlisberger 300 yards and 1 touchdown. Next game, the Bucs, they lose again as well. The defending champions are not staying in these brackets, but they did have to go on the road to play the Baltimore Ravens of Lamar Jackson. 356 yards for Tom Brady and 1 touchdown. Lamar Jackson 240 and 1 touchdown. Packers, at the 2-minute warning, and Aaron Rodgers, they're down by a touchdown to the Arizona Cardinals. This is the 3 versus 14 seed, I believe. And you can see Aaron Rodgers connects to the 50-yard line now, just under 2 minutes remaining. 35-28, Aaron Rodgers looking for a deep ball this time, and he's going to hit to the right side of the field to Devin Funchess, who opted out this year. He has 127 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game, and he gets out of bounds as well. Stops the clock for the Green Bay Packers as they line back up with 92 seconds left, 1st down and 10. From their 32-yard line in Cardinals territory, Aaron Rodgers backs up, looks like to run to his right, kind of makes a funny move, and I'm not too sure what Aaron Rodgers is doing here. He ran 10 yards, but only gained 1 in the process. So now at a 2nd down and 8, 1:19 on the clock now. It's going to tick down a little bit to now 60 seconds. Aaron Rodgers look to pass this time, going to the end zone, and toe-tapping the back of the end zone. What a pass, what a grab is MVS. What a catch there's by Valdez Scantling. 35-34, they would kick the extra point. This would tie it at 35 with just under a minute remaining. Alright, so the Cardinals line back up, 2nd down and 3 for Kyler Murray. He looks like he's in some trouble, but he gets out of it, but he fumbles, and Dean Lowry jumps on it. Kyler Murray tried to get out of the mess. He did, but couldn't get through the one last defender who forced the fumble on the ground. And I don't know who it was. I think it was Campbell. It was. Campbell causes the fumble. Dean Lowry jumps on it. And the Packers get the ball right back, 35-35. They make their way to the 1-yard line. Aaron Jones punches it in, and once again, a team loses all control in the final 2 minutes as the Packers, they score 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the game. And they're now up 42-35. Kyler Murray, one more chance. Hopefully they can settle for a touchdown this time. And this one will end on an interception. Packers get it right back. It will not do much. They won't be able to get this return off. And now down to 3 seconds as the Packers will take the clock out with Aaron Rodgers, and they'll move on to win this game 42-35. Surprisingly, Aaron Rodgers 373 yards and 3 touchdowns, 42-35. Our next game between the Titans and the Seahawks, the Titans somehow pull out a win here, 34-25 on the road versus the Seahawks. Not too sure how they did it, but 253 yards and 2 touchdowns for Ryan Tannehill, 360 yards and 3 touchdowns for Russell Wilson. That's the end of the first round. Alright, that's the end of the wildcard round, or as I should say, the first round. And one important thing which I forgot to mention is that the highest remaining seed moves on to play the lowest remaining seed, just like the NFL playoffs in real life. So that leads us to these matchups right here. The Chiefs versus Rams, and the Saints versus Browns. On the other side, the Bills versus Titans, and the Packers versus Ravens. These 4 matchups, let's get them done. Alright, so this is our divisional round, even though there's no such thing as divisions or conferences, but the Rams played the Chiefs 26-20 right now. The Rams have the lead, before Patrick Mahomes looks to take this right back. Travis Kelce finds his way to the 20-yard line in the Rams red zone, 26-20. They're down by a touchdown. They call a timeout and needs of a touchdown to take a 1-point lead with that extra point difference. And now to the end zone. Jump ball for McCole Hardman, and the Chiefs get that touchdown they need. They're going to tie it up at 26, and an extra point would take the lead, which they will get. It will be 27-26, and the Rams get one more chance with Matthew Stafford with 3 touchdowns and 3 timeouts and 20 seconds. Matthew Stafford going to start with a short pass. This one's going to get around 8 or 7 yards, and they call their first timeout here from the 32-yard line. 15 seconds left now. They had an incompletion, and it's now down to a 3rd down and 2. Matthew Stafford, short pass. This one hits all the way up to midfield now, or getting there, 44-yard line, and they call another timeout. One more timeout for them with 11 seconds on the board. They're marching their way down. All they need is a field goal. If they can get 15 more yards here, they can have a comfortable field goal. Fake the pass here from Matthew Stafford. He looks for the end zone, and he's going to find, oh, it can't be a completion. It was close, and that would have been huge if the Rams could have converted there, but that was a hard catch to bring in anyways with 3 defenders on him. Last play of the game for the Rams, and it's going to make it to the end zone into a dog pile, and it's going to end on an interception. The Chiefs will win this game with zeros on the board, 27-26, with that final drive by Patrick Mahomes. 27-26 final score from Kansas City, and the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Matthew Stafford, 230 yards. Next game, the Saints and the Browns tied at 20, under 30 seconds left. Jameis Winston looking deep, and once again, Jameis Winston hits a 50-yard bomb now to the 10-yard line in Browns territory, and they can take a field goal to win this game now. The Browns can't do much. All they have is timeouts to stop the clock, but it won't do them a big favor. Now down to 2 seconds. They burnt the clock, and the Saints are going to take a field goal to walk this one off in New Orleans, which they will make it 23-20. And the Saints, Jameis Winston, who's been something else these videos, are moving to the conference finals, even though there's no such thing as the conference finals. But Jameis Winston, he had 276 yards and 1 touchdown. Baker Mayfield, really similar, with 289 yards and 1 touchdown. Tied at 28, the Bills and the Titans, the 2 seed, versus, I believe, the 11 seed. And what a good run right here by Devin Singletary, which will punch the Bills up to the 23-yard line, getting out of their own territory. Looking to go on a final minute drive is Josh Allen in the Bills offense, as they have a tie game right now. This one's going to be another completion. This one's going to go to the 40-yard line now, as they're down to 1 minute and 20 on the clock. 41 is where they sit. New set of downs, 1st down and 10 for the Bills. They drain the clock to 60 seconds at the 41. And another deep pass. This one wide open. Stephon Diggs. No one is going to touch him. And he makes his way to the end zone. Takes a 6-point lead for a 59-yard touchdown. They would end up getting the extra point. 35-28. Titans got to come back from down a touchdown with exactly 1 minute on the clock. Alright, so the Titans are in a bad situation. They get the ball back, 3rd down and 18, and 1 play on the board. It's going to make it pretty far, but this one, another pick to end the game. And the Bills will take 1 play with Josh Allen. They win this game 35-28 here in Buffalo on the last second pick. Josh Allen, 370 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ryan Tannehill, 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. Next game, the Ravens will upset the Packers on the road. Ravens have beat some pretty good teams. They beat the Bucks, and now they beat the Packers. Aaron Rodgers falls short at Lambeau, and the Ravens 270 yards and 4 touchdowns to Lamar Jackson, and Aaron Rodgers 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. 36-28 is the final score, and that's the end of the divisional round. Alright, we are on to our semifinals, our final 4 teams. This would be the conference championship, but of course there's no conferences, no conference bracket. Final 4 teams, 2 matchups, the Chiefs versus the Saints, and the Bills versus Ravens. Who will meet in the no conference Super Bowl? Let's find out right now. Okay, so we have our conference final games, or should I say semifinal games. In our first one, the Saints will upset the Chiefs. The Chiefs are not moving on. And Jameis Winston, 6 touchdown game, 283 yards and 1 pick, 66.7% completion rating. And the Saints, they're moving on to the Super Bowl with Jameis Winston. Final score, don't know how this happened. 30 point blowout, 56-26 on the road, 28 second quarter points, and that is huge win, 56-26. As you can see, Jameis Winston and Patrick Mahomes, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns. Next game, the other semifinal game, wasn't close either. The Ravens and the Bills. The Ravens also win this game by 30 points. Lamar Jackson had his 3 touchdowns and 170 yards, 68.4% completion rating, and the score of this game ended up being, as we wait for it, ended up being 39-9. The Bills only put up 9 points with their pretty good offense. Somehow the Ravens crushed the Bills, and we have our Super Bowl matchup now, which is the Ravens and the Saints, both winning by 30 plus points in the semifinals. Josh Allen, no touchdown passes. Lamar Jackson with 170. Must have been a run-heavy game to the Super Bowl. And our no-conference Super Bowl is set. It's between the New Orleans Saints and the Baltimore Ravens. Who will come out on top? Here's a look at our final bracket before we have our Super Bowl champion in the bottom right there. Saints or Ravens? Let's go. Alright, in the no-conference Super Bowl, the Ravens are currently trailing by 6 points with half a minute. Lamar Jackson looks to scramble. He makes it out, and he'll get an 8-yard pickup here. They have to call a timeout. It's 24-18 with the Saints lead, and the Ravens are on the 35-yard line. Now a 2nd down and 2 for them, and if they hit the end zone and get an extra point, they take the lead by 1, making it a 25-24 game. They only have half a minute to hit it, though, and Lamar Jackson looking for the end zone here, or going to hit the midfield, and this one will put them right at the 21-yard line. They call another timeout, so they're inching their way to the end zone. They can feel it. Saints have 3 timeouts if they need to stop the clock. For them, 1st down and 10, 18-24, 20 seconds. This one's going to go near the end zone, but it'll settle at the 8-yard line. So the final timeout is called for Lamar Jackson, the Ravens. They got to have a play on out of bounds or in the end zone. There's no in between. You can't have an inbound tackle here because they won't be able to do another play. Lamar Jackson, 19 seconds left, has to hit out of bounds, and this one, questionable play, can't get out of bounds. Time is going to tick down, and the Saints, after a horrible play call by the Ravens, are going to win the no-conference Super Bowl in the weirdest way possible. Saints win 24-18, and that's the no-conference Super Bowl champions. 24-18, they win it all. And Ravens, all they had to do was get out of bounds, and they didn't. Weird play with them. They were doing so good. Lamar Jackson falls short. Jameis Winston, the Saints, they kind of deserved it, though. And they ended up winning the Super Bowl 24-18. Alright, so this was the no-conference bracket. Of course, no conferences exist. This was just the top 14 teams. And I guess the Saints with Jameis Winston is the best team in the league. As you can see, Jameis Winston, 358 yards and 1 touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. And there it is, the no-conference bracket completely done with the New Orleans Saints coming out on top. Here's a look at the final bracket with all the teams and their finishing locations. And it was a fun one. It was an easy one as well. Thank you guys for watching the no-conference bracket. Taking a big break this summer, that's why I'm not really uploading a lot, but I will be back going into August with my prediction video on the work right now, and that'll be coming out sooner than you think. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you guys later.